Welcome back to our channel, guys. In this video, we have put together an epic 10-day itinerary covering 9 locations and 6 prefectures across Japan. Kickstarting in the capital Tokyo, we'll take you to Mount Fuji, heading into the snowy Japanese Alps before going down to the historical Kyoto and ending our trip in the famous Osaka. It's going to be a mix of modern and nature, a ton of delicious food, lots of history, snowy landscapes, and adorable animals. This itinerary is perfect for a first-timer or will give inspiration to those who have been to Japan before and may want to see a slightly different side of the country. Now, of course, depending on what kind of traveler you are, this has been designed for you to plus or minus days in each place. So this is just a rough guide what we would recommend. We'll pop links to everywhere we ate, everywhere we stayed, and anything else that we feel may be useful in the description below. We've also made vlogs on each place, so for more detailed information, check out our Japan playlist. So let's get right into it. Day 1, Tokyo. Catch the train to Harajuku. The main street here is Takayama Street, where you'll find wacky cafes serving you coffee with big bare hands, as well as extra large desserts like this crazy cotton candy. Whilst it's busy all the time, try and avoid the weekend as it will get even busier.
I think we might have to bring her home with us.
And just across the way from Takayama Street is Meiji Shrine, where literally Japanese emperors have been laid to rest.
So we've made it to Meiji Jingo Ichino Torii Gate, which is just beside Harajuku Station. So if you wanted to smash through a heap of stuff in one day, like Takeshita, then you can do that too.
Filled full of history across 170 acres of green space bang in the middle of Tokyo, do not miss this place. Around the corner is the heart of Shibuya. On the way, grab some gyozas. There is a place walking distance called Gyoza no Osho, perfect to grab some dumplings with rice and, of course, some beer. Finish the day at Shibuya Crossing. Consider the busiest pedestrian crossing in the world. This iconic intersection really is iconic.
We've finally made it to Shibuya Crossing, the busiest crossing in the world.
It's crazy, there's so many people.
On average, 2.4 million people cross this every single day. That number is just crazy. Now, if you want a different perspective, you can always head up to the Shibuya Sky. It's become somewhat of an Instagrammable spot at sunset though, so we recommend booking months in advance for a sunset slot. This is a lot of fun with 360-degree panoramic views of Tokyo, and you can also see Shibuya Crossing.
Day 2, Tokyo continued. Today is all about the Asakusa neighborhood. Nakami's Dory shopping street is a must-stop, lined with colourful shops for all your souvenirs and Japanese snacks. Even if you weren't looking to buy anything, we guarantee you will.
It's mine!
And at the very end of this street is Tokyo's oldest Buddhist temple, Sensoji Temple. You would have seen this everywhere if you've done your Tokyo research. This is probably one of the most famous temples in Tokyo. You cannot miss the smell of burning incense and crowds of people coming to pay their respects. And you know that world famous beer, Asahi? Well, guess whose headquarters is walking distance away? This next hidden gem is located on the 22nd floor with amazing views over Tokyo. It really doesn't get more authentic than drinking an Asahi in the Asahi Beer Tower, which is a building designed and constructed to emulate that of a glass of beer. Cheers. If you're looking for a unique hotel experience, we recommend Ito Ryokan.
Is this the best ryokan
In Tokyo.
This place is booked months in advance and we were lucky to get just one night. It literally feels like you are stepping back in time. The entire room is covered with tatami floors, minimalistic furniture, and you even get these awesome yukatas you can wear around the hotel.
You're rocking that.
Yeah?
It's like a cherry blossom Japanese gilet.
This is so warm.
Ready for our meal?
Ready for some food.
That ends our time in Tokyo. Check out our top things to do vlog packed full of cool activities, restaurants and sites that you may wish to consider for your time here.
What an experience. This is crazy.
Day 3 is Mount Fuji. This place is really worth all the hype it gets. The tallest point in the whole of Japan that can be seen from miles and miles away. This will be one of the best day trips you can do while you're in Tokyo. You can reach here by bus or train in just under 2 hours. There are a few different viewpoints to see Mount Fuji, like Chireto Pagoda, but our favourite was from Lake Kawaguchiko. We got super lucky with a very clear day and it was just absolutely magnificent.
Look at that.
We finally got to see Mount Fuji.
Later that day, make the 4-hour trip up north to Nagano via the Shinkansen, which will mark the very first stop in the Japanese Alps, ready for a very special day tomorrow.
Day 4, Nagano. Nagano is the country's 4th largest prefecture, known for its mountains, natural landscapes, and of course, its many ski resorts. But we were here for one thing, the famous Japanese snow monkeys. Now before we continue, we wanted to say a huge thank you to today's sponsor on this video, Klook. Klook has been our go-to for travel experiences, including some you see in today's video. It's an easy-to-use booking platform covering thousands of destinations available in different currencies and languages. We've booked everything from Disney Sea in Tokyo, the Skyline Lodge in Singapore, as well as the Mahanakan Skywalk in Bangkok. It makes our life super handy knowing we are searching for the best prices online and then can access all of our bookings using the handy app on our phones. Now if you've done your research of Japan, you will know the cherry blossom season is one of the best times to visit. It usually covers the months of March, April and May, and it's not just in Japan, it's also in Korea as well as Taiwan. And so to help celebrate the famous cherry blossom season, we are offering you a 15% discount on all cherry blossom related tours and activities on Klook. All you've got to do is click the link in the description below, sign up and browse any of the 180 cherry blossom activities, and then use discount code TwoSomeTravellers15 at the checkout. But our code will expire soon, so make sure you are quick to book those activities and check out the full T&Cs below in the description. Back to the video. Okay, now back to our 10-day itinerary. The famous Snow Monkey Park was definitely one of our highlights whilst in Japan this time round. It takes around 45 minutes by bus to reach the park entrance from Nagano station. These monkeys have called this place home for some time, and the locals have somewhat adopted them by making a perfect onsen nestled in the mountains, and it is just the most incredible sight when you see them.
I think it might be the cutest thing I've ever seen.
If you're lucky, it will be snowing like it did for us, and the whole scene just becomes a fairy tale. Truly a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
This has officially become my favourite part of Japan ever.
In terms of accommodation in Nagano, we stuck with a traditional Japanese inn theme, similar to the one we stayed in Tokyo. We stayed at Shimizuya Ryokan. This one had its very own private onsen for men and one for women. And this Japanese inn is just down the road from Zenkoji Temple, a temple that dates back to the 7th century and happens to store the first ever Buddhist statue ever to be brought into Japan. Pretty cool. Day 5. We will be making our way from Nagano to Matsumoto today. Start the day off with a strong coffee and head to the station where we will be jumping on a direct train that takes us 45 minutes. The main tourist attraction here is Matsumoto Castle.
And it's probably our favourite.
Now the reason that this particular castle is so special is because it is one of 5 castles designated as a national treasure of Japan. It also happens to be the oldest 5-tiered 6-story castle remaining in the whole of Japan and dates back to the 1500s.
It's starting to feel like it looks like on the outside where it gets smaller and smaller and smaller. This is probably the smallest room so far. Oh, this is so cool. And look, you can see all them amazing mountain ranges as well.
Oh wow, I didn't even realise.
If you can, jump on a free guided tour. We're actually gutted we missed this as we only saw it after we were leaving.
I don't know why we didn't see that, but if we came back again, we would 100% be using that free guide.
If you don't wish to stay the night, then catch a direct bus in the afternoon all the way to Takayama. It takes around 2.5 hours and costs 3,500 yen. If you have a JR pass, you can also hop on the train to Takayama, but it will take twice as long at 4 hours.
We made it to Takayama!
Takayama is quite small, which makes it very easy to get around. Drop off your bags and head straight to the old town for a wander. There is a really cool sake vending machine place called Funasaka Sake Experience. You can't come to Japan and not taste sake.
Oh, that was a nice one.
Oh, that's a good one.
Highly recommend this place. The old town is also where you can try Hida beef, a highly esteemed brand of Wagyu beef from the Gifu area. It's considered the topmost quality for marbling, colour, texture and aroma. But if you're like us and you need some ramen to warm you up inside, then eat at Kikuya Ramen Shop, a family-run ramen house, cheap and good quality. The perfect low-key dinner to end a busy day.
So good. I love these kind of restaurants where you can sit on tatami floor, feel super Japanese, watch them make the food. I love Japan.
Day 6, Shirakawa Go. Now you're in the heart of the Japanese Alps, a must-day trip visit from Takayama is to Shirakawa Go.
A do not miss experience.
A 250-year-old ancient village which has now become famous for its gasho-style houses. You can jump on the Shirakawa Go express bus where it takes only 45 minutes, and there are 3 top things we would suggest ticking off here. Number 1 is walking up to the viewpoint that overlooks the entire village. Just look at those views. Number 2 is going inside one of the gasho-style houses. You can see how people lived back in the day and still do to this day.
Ow.
The cat on Bob.
I could do the cover right now.
And number 3 is making sure you stop by one of the cafes for a beautiful Japanese experience, where you can pick your own cup and saucer from hundreds on show, and we cannot speak more highly of the curry.
That's such a cool concept. I love that.
You can also stay over in a local guest house. We've linked a few popular places in the description below, and no doubt a great experience to wake up here. And if Shirakawa Go isn't for you, then you can do another day trip to Shinhataka Ropeway instead.
We've made it to Shinhataka Ropeway.
And we are 2,156 metres in the sky and it's -8 degrees. This is amazing.
This ropeway will scale Japan's third highest mountain and will offer views over central Japan for hundreds of miles.
This is one of the most beautiful places in the Alps, I would say. It's 100% worth the trip from Takayama.
Day 7, Kyoto. Today we say goodbye to the Japanese Alps and make the trip from Takayama to one of our all-time favourite places in Japan, Kyoto.
And back to Tokyo. No, we're not in Tokyo.
Back to Kyoto.
And back to Kyoto.
As Kyoto once was the capital of Japan, it is full to the brim with rich history and culture, and it's the perfect place to visit if you want to see some of the oldest and the most beautiful buildings in Japan. Top of the list is Gion, the most famous geisha district, although the geisha you see are most likely not the real deal and just tourists dressed up. The place itself is worth getting lost and admiring all of the beautiful wooden buildings and temples. And for dinner, Membaka Fire Ramen should be on the list. This isn't just any ramen shop.
Whoa!
Tastiest ramen in Kyoto in our opinion. We highly recommend staying in a capsule hotel before you leave Japan. And if you aren't sure what a capsule hotel is, it's essentially a bed-sized pod that you can close either with a door, a blind or a curtain. We stayed in what would be considered a luxury pod and it was just so comfortable and so much fun.
Oh my god.
This is the coolest thing ever.
That is freaking awesome.
Now we're ready for party time.
Day 8. Today is an early start and we have 2 options for you to visit at sunrise. Why 2 options? Well, both places we're about to say are the top visited locations in Kyoto, so to avoid the crowds you'll want to visit early doors. But of course, if you're here for a few days or crowds don't bother you, then you have time to do both. Option 1, the Fushimi Inari Shrine, a temple known for its flowing rows of red torii gates. This is a highlight for anyone who visits and you can easily spend 2 hours here. And for option 2 is Arashiyama Bamboo Forest. Again, we recommend arriving here just before sunrise. Now of course, if you haven't learned by now, Japan is a total foodie heaven, and in Kyoto there is Nishiki Market, known as Kyoto's Kitchen. There are more than 100 shops in a single line where you can try all types of food like Japanese sweets, pickles, seafood and sushi. Arrive hungry because you will leave full.
I actually forgot how big, how long this place is.
Time to say goodbye and head to Osaka.
Day 9. Take a 30-minute bullet train to the final destination, Osaka. You cannot come to Osaka and not visit the castle. Like Matsumoto, it is a must when you visit this city. And afterwards, Dotonbori. This area is a hotspot for tourists and for good reason too. Expect neon signs, shops, dog cafes, bars and restaurants, all serving up local food. There are a few standout foods we recommend trying for the first time. First is takoyaki, which is fried octopus tentacles cooked in a batter shaped into a ball, then garnished with a range of tasty toppings of your choice. It is a very popular snack in Japan and don't be surprised to be standing in line for a while. Kura Sushi is a fab sushi train found across Japan and it is great for quick and cheap delicious sushi. And if you've never been to a sushi train experience before, then you're in for some fun.
I was not expecting it to come on the conveyor belt.
Same.
And for dessert, try melon pan, a sweet bun covered in a crispy outer layer and sometimes stuffed with ice cream. Who doesn't love an ice cream sandwich?
Oh yeah.
How good's that? So fresh.
In our opinion, it's best to come to Dotonbori around late afternoon and stay until it gets dark, where the vibe totally changes and the city lights and signs come alive.
Osaka comes to life in the night time.
Day 10, it's sadly time to say goodbye to Japan and fly back home. But also, depending on your flight time, you can shift any of the prior 9 days around to suit your schedule. We really hope you enjoyed this 10-day itinerary and it helps you with planning your upcoming Japan travels. We have a whole Japan playlist that's full of detailed vlogs if you want to check them out. Let us know in the comments your favourite place and we hope you stick around so we can see you on the next video.